Hey guys, Jonathan Soto here, back again doing another movie review, and today we will be reviewing the first Kung Fu Panda. Now, I'm pretty sure a lot of you have already seen the first Kung Fu Panda. Like, I'm sure, there's not even much people out there who haven't, but if you haven't, just leave the review, because I'm going to go into some heavy spoilers here. But, yeah, the first Kung Fu Panda, I'm sure you all may know, yes, it's a classic DreamWorks movie. It is pretty good. Like it's one of DreamWorks' best movies, yeah. And what was I gonna say? And this movie is like pretty good. But I don't know. I've watched it way too much over the years. That's kind of gotten a little overplayed for me now. But it's still a really good movie, though. Don't get me wrong. Like I still enjoy it. I still enjoy it when I watch it, and I still had a good time watching it again. So yeah, in preparation for this review. Now, the first Kung Fu Panda, I'm sure all of you may know that Po was like chosen Dragon Warrior, and but he doesn't know any Kung Fu. But throughout the whole movie, he's trying to learn. So yeah, and what was I gonna say? Yeah, the first Kung Fu Panda, it does have great characters in it, great story, great soundtrack too, I would say, and awesome action sequences, I would say. Like, the action sequences in this movie, I would say, are pretty dope. Like, the scene in the bridge, Tai Lung's escape, the ending, all the action sequences here are amazing. Like, they're handled very well for an animated movie. So, yeah. Now let's get on to the characters of the movie, starting with Po. Po is a really good character, actually. You really understand him in the movie. Like, even though he doesn't know Kung Fu, and he knows everyone surrounded by him, like, not everyone surrounded, I mean, yeah, kinda, like, the whole Furious Five and the Master, they all hate him, because he was chosen Dragon Warrior, but, he didn't know Kung Fu, and no one even knows who he is, and everyone hates him for that, but he still doesn't care. Like, he still wants to stay in the J Palace to learn Kung Fu and be a different version of himself. And I really like that a lot about this movie. Like, this movie, has a good message. Like, it has, two messages in this movie. The first one is believe in yourself, and the second one is, it's always good to change every once in a while. Um, yeah, cause Po, he was just doing the same things over and over again. He was tired of just being a cook at the noodle place with his dad, and he just wanted to change. He was just tired of being himself, and a lot of people get like that most of these days, and you can understand him, and he wants to learn Kung Fu, he wants to be the best he can, and I love that about him, and when he does become the best he can, he rocks at the Kung Fu, and yes, and this whole movie, I just love how it has like a little thing where how can someone like this turn into like learn kung fu, and but he actually does. The message is another message to this movie is um anyone can become like a kung like anyone can become a good fighter if they really put their minds to it. Like anyone can do anything if they actually put their minds to it. Like Po, like everyone was doubting him, but he actually was able to pull off the kung fu. So yeah. Anything else I should say? What else was I gonna say? Really quick, I just want to check if I'm recording. You never know. Yes, I still am. Yeah. But what was I gonna? What else should I say about Poe? I think that's pretty much it. Yeah, Poe's a good character. He has a lot of funny moments in this movie, with them making fun of his size, and all these jokes he gives. Like he's a really funny character, and he's very likable all throughout the series. So yeah, and then we get on to Master Shifu. Master Shifu, at first he was kind of a jerk, he's the kung fu master, and just a random stranger got chosen the Dragon Warrior, the big kung fu master, but just a random stranger was given that. So you can understand him to an extent, why he feels the way he does about Po. Um, Anything else I should say about Shifu? And he's really cool too. Like all the scenes when he's fighting, he's really good at kung fu, and all the scenes were with Tai Lung. He provides a lot of emotion in this movie, I would say, because Tai Lung was his adopted son, and he really cared for him to an extent. And but he cared for him too much to see what he was becoming, and he accidentally ends up creating a monster, and he feels deep regret about it, and you just so feel for him, and you just feel that what was I gonna say? He still has a heart for Tai Lung though. Like even though like he regrets what he made, he still has a bit of a heart for him. Yeah. Anything else I should say? So yeah, Shifu was cool, and he definitely does have like he definitely trains Poe very well, and I love that scene where him and Poe are training and they fight for the dumpling. That scene was pretty funny. Um, Anything else? Yeah, Shifu was cool, and then we get on to Tigress. Tigress, everyone knows, like she is like a badass. Like she's definitely. I mean, should I say badass? I mean, badass really like is like more like people like Batman or Ash from Evil Dead or some shit like that. I'm not sure if she fits that category, but she was still like an awesome character. Like everyone knows she's awesome, and she's definitely like the toughest of the five. Like she's the bravest, and she never plays around. That's what I like about her. Like you've never, I don't think I've ever really like heard Tigress actually laugh in these movies. Like she never plays around. She takes everything serious. And she didn't even laugh when Paul was like pinning jokes on the five with like when he was pretending to be Shifu. So yeah, like she's definitely a great fighter. Great action sequences with her. Great lines delivered by her. Anything else I should say? Anything else I should say about Tigress? Yeah, she was cool. And then we get on to Mantis. Mantis was really funny in the movie, played by Seth Rogen, and both Mantis and Poe really show you in this movie that size really doesn't matter. And I love a message like that, especially for someone like me. So, yeah. Anything else I should say? And yeah, Mantis did have some funny moments, like I said, and Monkey was pretty cool too. He was even played by Jackie Chan, and he had some of his funny moments too. And he didn't really do much, but he was cool though. And Viper was really cool too. Like she was definitely like the sweeter one of the five. Like she was definitely like the nicest one. Like she didn't like totally hate Poe for being the Dragon Warrior, but she was just like concerned and weirded out. But she still like had a heart though. Like she even said like, why is he staying? Like he's gonna get himself killed and all this stuff. So yeah, so Viper is really cool. She does have great action sequences, and yeah, she was cool. And who else? Anyone else I'm missing from the five? Oh, Crane. Yeah, I mean Crane is definitely like the least best of the five. Like he's definitely like the least known of the five. Like Monkey does stuff, but I don't think Crane really does much for the crew at times. I mean, of course he like flies them around and stuff like that, and he just flies them around, and he does have some good fighting skills. Yeah, he is cool when he's in action. So yeah, but Crane, I've never really like been like the hugest fan of Crane, and I don't think anyone else has. But he was still fine though. He was still a good touch to the five. Um, Anything else? Oh, and then we get onto the villain, Tai Lung. Everyone knows Tai Lung is like an awesome villain in this movie. Like it has literally like that the whole scene where he first breaks out of the jail. Like that is one of the coolest action sequences I have seen for any animated movie. It was fucking awesome. It went down. Like unlike most animated movies with their action sequences, this one actually went down. Like I loved it so much. Him just beating the shit out of every fucking rhino that comes to him, like using their weapons against him, like climbing the fucking walls, like it was awesome, and like avoiding the fucking arrows. What else? Climbing the rocks that were falling, like the big ass rocks that were falling. He was climbing up those to get to the TNT. He throws it at them. It was amazing. Yes, like definitely like that and the bridge scene are the best scenes of this movie. What else? So yeah, Tai Lung, he was a great character, and like I said, he was just loved too much to see what he was becoming, and he was more on the negative side as a person. Like he mastered his kung fu, but he used it for bad though. Like after after he found out that Oogway didn't want to give him the Dragon Scroll and didn't want to make him the Dragon Warrior, he just snapped right there. And yeah, he has some pretty crazy moments. Like he is crazy, I would say. What was I gonna say? I mean, I guess yeah, that's a good result of what happens to spoiled children. Yeah. Anything else I should say? Yeah, Tai Lung, great. When he fights the five in the bridge, like I said, that scene was awesome. That scene also went down too, where he was beating the shit out of the five, and the five were still fighting back on him. Like the whole five just on him, and he was able to just like like he was able to just beat them all right there. So yeah, that whole scene was great, where the bridge falls and the whole five just gain on him. Like Viper strangles him and like makes him punch himself, and then Monkey kicks him, and like Tigress just like is on him. Anything else I should say? So yeah, that scene was really dope, and the music in that scene was great too. And anything else I should say? So yeah, Tai Lung, and I'm glad he returned in the fourth one. I still have yet to see the fourth one, but I definitely will though. Like I'm gonna try sometime this month to go to the theaters to try to see it. But from what I've been seeing in the fourth movie, I've heard like a bunch of I mean not a bunch, I mean like yeah, like a bunch of mixed reviews. I would say like some people say it's good, some people are saying it's bad. I've been seeing more of the bad side, but I'll just have to see it for myself. But I'm sure Tai Lung returning in that movie is cool though. Um, Anything else I should say? And yes, that scene with Shifu at the end, him fighting Shifu, that scene was awesome too, and very emotional too. Like that scene provided so much emotion. Shifu fighting what he created, and Tai Lung fighting his father figure, and Tai Lung just telling him like everything I did was just to make you proud. And yeah, anything else I should say? Oh yeah, the music in that scene was also great. What was I gonna say? Oh yeah, when he's like punching Shifu with the fire, that was pretty dope. And just like that whole scene, like that whole like temple they're at is just filled with so many goodies and so many weapons, like legendary weapons, and him just using it on Shifu was pretty dope. Like and pretty like hardcore, I would say. Um, Anything else I should say? Oh yeah, and then the ending when Tai Long fights Poe, and Poe is actually able to beat his ass on like the five. It was pretty dope, and what was I gonna say? And very funny moments in that scene where they're fighting, and anything else I should say? Anything else I should say about that scene? Yeah, great scene. I love how Poe was using food to tackle him too, and anything else. And he was using his weight, and he even like made him like go all the way up in the fucking sky, like with his belly, which was very ridiculous and funny. Anything else I should say? So yeah, Tai Long, great villain to the movie, and then we have Master Oogway. Master Oogway was a pretty good character too, and he definitely provided a lot of like good like themes to this movie, good messages, good advice, and yeah, Shifu was really nice in this movie. Like he chose Poe as the Dragon Warrior for a reason. And what else was I gonna say? Yeah, he chose Poe just to prove that anybody can be a kung fu warrior. Um, and what was I gonna say? Yeah, Shifu was pretty cool, and I don't think there's much to say about Shifu. Oh yeah, there are no accidents. I like that. Anything else? Um, I think that's it about Uwe. Uwe was pretty cool in this movie, and he was pretty cool when he knocked out Tai Long. Uh, what was I gonna say? Oh yeah, and that scene with him, like when he ascends with the flowers, that scene was beautiful, and the music was beautiful in that scene too. Yeah, that scene was a beautiful scene from him. I think that's pretty much it about Uguay, and I think that's all the characters I covered in this movie. So yeah, great characters, great story, great, yeah, do I really have much complaints? I mean, my only complaint is just that I feel like I've overplayed this movie, like, as I watched it as a kid. Anything else I should say? I think that's pretty much it about Kung Fu Panda. I covered everything. The ending was cool with the whooshy finger hold. Yeah, and the whole town, like the whole like village noticing that Poe is the Dragon Warrior. Yes, great movie. To rate this movie, I'm gonna give it a solid A. Yeah, pretty cool, pretty good movie. Yeah. Bye, and see you all in the next review.